Lesson 10, the Object Browser. In this lesson, we're going to take a look at an amazing virtual guide to every VBA object in Excel. This feature is built right in and it replaces 400 plus pages of printed text. You get there by simply pressing the F2 key. Let's get started. Okay, so we're in Excel and we want to switch over to the Visual Basic Editor. You can either use Alt F11 or go to the Developer tab and click Visual Basic. And you might see some macro code that's there depending on your workbook. We've been working here in the project pane, the properties pane, and the code pane, but there's something completely different called the Object Browser. And the Object Browser is an amazing resource that lists every single property, method, object in Excel VBA. Two ways to get there. The way that I use is to press the F2 key. You can also go to View and choose Object Browser. And the Object Browser is so large that it's going to replace your Excel code window. And it starts out showing all libraries, something like this. Now, if you just want to search through the Excel things, you'll go to this top drop down and choose just Excel. And then you can type in something, for example, worksheet, and click search. The binoculars are the search. First thing you're going to find in search results is a lot of different topics refer to the worksheet. But what we want is the one that is just the simple worksheet, this first one here. So I'll click worksheet. And then what we get in the lower right hand pane is a list of everything that belongs to the worksheet. And let me show you the different icons that we have and kind of explain what they are. This icon, this is the properties window. This is a hand pointing to the properties window. This is the icon for a property. So the worksheet has a property called auto filter. Down here in the lower left hand corner, we can see that it's read only and so on. So you'll see many different properties. A property is basically something that we know about the worksheet, sometimes something that we can set about the worksheet. The flying green item, this is a method. This is something that we can do to the worksheet. So for example, we can check spelling of the worksheets. We can do worksheet.check spelling. So anytime you see the green flying box, that's a method, that's a verb that you can do to the worksheet. So worksheet.copy is something. And then finally, some of the items are going to have the lightning bolt. These are event macros. These are events that we can capture. So for example, when someone deactivates the worksheet, we can have a little bit of code run. And we'll be talking about event macros later in the live lessons. Let's do another quick example here. Let's say that we know that we want to change something about a font. We're trying to figure out how to change a font. So if I click in font and click search, first thing you see is the first result is font, and then a whole bunch of different things that have a member. So in this case, there's a property of cell format called font. There's a property of the characters called font. So if we look at the font, these are all the different properties that apply to the font. You can see again the hand pointing to the properties window. So when you think about font, you may have been thinking about the font name, but in fact there's a font size, a font style, a color index, and so on. Now if you need help on any of these, we can click on color index and then click the question mark, and we'll be taken directly to the Excel help topics for color index. So a great way to very quickly find out everything there is to know about a certain object or a property or something like that. And we get here by pressing F2. Now when you're done using the Object Browser, we click this X here to close the Object Browser and return back to our code window. So you might find yourself going into the Object Browser, doing a little bit of research, maybe switching over to Excel help, and then returning back to your Excel screen. Over the years I've had a number of books about Excel VBA. Let's go back to about 2000. I had a large book. It was probably about 600 to 700 pages. And the center section of this book, about 400 pages, listed every single object and property and method. And it was basically this entire Object Browser printed out. And when I was writing my book, VBA and Macros for Microsoft Excel, and the 2007 version, I said, hey, look, we can save a lot of paper here. In one paragraph, we can teach people how to use the Object Browser. And they have an excellent searchable resource rather than simply printing out these 400 pages. So it's built in. If you have Excel, then you have VBA. If you have VBA, then you have the object browser. Just press F2 and very quickly you can figure out any property, object, method that you're looking for just by switching to Excel and using the search button. Very quick way to find all answers. Well, I hope you found this lesson useful. In the next lesson, we're going to start to talk about some of the great debugging tools that we have in VBA.
Looking to advance your career by acquiring new skills? Tired of expensive off-site training programs? Wish you could learn from the best instructors in the industry? Look no further than Live Lessons. Self-paced, personal video instruction by the world's leading technology publishers. Each live lesson comes with a DVD featuring 3 to 4 hours of instructor-led classroom training, sample program code that allows you to work along with your personal instructor, and an example-rich study guide. Live lessons allow you to watch the entire course from start to finish, or navigate directly to any of the individual lessons. You'll literally watch over the shoulder of your instructor as he shows you how to build state-of-the-art applications. Live lessons, the power of the world's leading technology experts at your fingertips. To learn more, visit mylivelessons.com today.